Look at this honey. This honey is from the mountains over here. See? It's so thick, so hard, because it's cold. See, the honey becomes hard when it's cold. So this honey is one of the best in the world. Honey from this place. What you need to know about honey to get real honey, to get the best honey? First thing, you need to get honey without chemicals. You don't want chemicals in your honey. The problem is, over 90% of beekeepers treat bees with chemicals, which is very bad. Of course, these chemicals they get in the honey, and you don't want this kind of honey. So you need to know the beekeeper who does not treat bees. Treatment-free beekeepers. There are some in the country, I believe. I'm one of them. Second thing, it's so hard. It's so hard to put it in a jar. So almost all companies, they heat up honey because it's so easy to put it in the jars. It took me time to put this hard, thick honey in this jar. See? It took me like 10 minutes or more. Can you imagine if the company needs to sell like 10-20,000 jars of this honey? How can they put this honey in the jars? So they have to heat up the honey. So it's easy, you just pour in the jars. If the honey was heated or processed somehow, it's not really a honey anymore. I would say 95, maybe 98, maybe even 99% of beekeepers, they feed the bees with syrup for the winter because it's kind of expensive to leave them honey for the winter. So they extract the honey and then they give them syrup for the winter. What happens? Syrup gets in the honey later when they extract honey next year. So you need to find the beekeeper who doesn't treat bees at all, who does not feed the bees with syrup for the winter or springtime, and the beekeeper who does not heat up the honey or process it somehow. So you find this beekeeper and you can or you can just buy honey from me.